Today, the last dividend that was paid by Safaricom was 1 shilling and 10 cents. How much would that be if you had invested a million shares in a million shares? 1.1 million? 1.1 million. You do not have to show up at work. 1.1 million will just be flowing into your bank account. And that's what the Chris Kirubis have done. That's what the Warren Buffetts have done so well. Okay? The 5 million that you'd have invested 10 years ago would be worth how much? Today, it's about 26 shillings per share, 27 shillings per share. So it will be 27 million shillings. Even if you are, I don't think there's anywhere else you would have invested and made that kind of multiplying of capital without showing up at work. And that's the power of this. So for me, this is the most superior compared to everything else. And finally, just to speak about this active income versus passive income, you can see how you earn, how it works in the active income space. So you give your time to whatever your kiosk or whatever you work. You earn a monthly income. That monthly income, you spend it on the various things that you buy on a monthly basis, and you are left with some savings, and those savings go to investments. Okay? That's how it works if you're dependent on active income. If you're dependent on passive income, the whole thing flips. You have your investments. Your investments give you money, and you spend money that is coming from your portfolio, not money that is coming from your salary. Now, this is the main reason why many people, they spend their entire life working, but they never really make it. And I'm saying, really making it is not about just the assets that you have. I've seen too many people who are doing well. When you see them, when you see their lifestyle, they have 2 cars parked outside, they live in a fantastic neighborhoods, their kids go to the best schools in the country. But if you pull away the active income, when that dries up, the whole thing comes down like a house of cards. That is not real wealth. That is very deceiving wealth, because you're depending on active income. You take 25-year mortgage loan based on your payslip. You're betting that for the next 25 years, you're going to be in perfect health. Not just you, your entire family. You're pegging everything. You're betting that for the next 25 years, nothing can go wrong. You will keep your job, your earning power will be the same. You'll still be performing almost at the prime of your career. That's a big bet. So when that ceases, it's a collapse. They must find a way of transitioning to passive income. So my key message today is just to challenge each one of you. How do you transition from active income to passive income? That is the mystery that we need to demystify. How do you transition from active income to passive income? All of us begin somewhere at active income. Everybody, or even the 42 people, they began at active income. But how do you transition to passive income? That's the big question. And in Swahili they say, hiyo ndio swali nyeti, sio? The first thing, I believe, you must start investing. And I'm not just saying you start investing because that's what I do. I'm saying you must start investing because investing is the only thing that delinks you from what you do on a daily basis. Who remembers the business that was called Kodak? Do you remember Kodak moment? Yeah? Who would have believed that Kodak could come to an end? Yeah? Even if you run the best business, you must know that something in the future could potentially disrupt it, and you better be not found that is the only thing that you hold. We used to own a big stake in Eveready. We used to sit on the board of Eveready. Eveready used to be one of our best performing companies in our portfolio. In fact, Christmas time, they used to send us gifts, gold-plated things, They would take their directors to, exotic locations because it was a cash-rich business. There was almost no competition for Eveready. And suddenly, Chinese batteries, counterfeit batteries happened. And they came to this market. And I remember the management of Centum with the management of Eveready having this conversation that we can't win this war. And we made a decision to exit. And today, Eveready, one share goes for less than 1 shilling. Eveready used to be a blue chip stock. It used to be the Safaricom, like a Safaricom those days. Today, it's not the same business. So there is no business that cannot be disrupted. And therefore, whether you have running a successful business, whether you have the most posh job in the country, you must start investing and start delinking yourself from that thing that gives you active income. And how do you do that? The starting point in the world of investment is an investment account. You need to open an investment account. And the starting point is a money market account. What is a money market account? And here is not about earning the highest return possible. A money market account is what a bank account is in a bank. So a money market account is really the entry to the world of investment. This is where you park your money as you're deciding what to do with it from an investment point of view. And personally, when I understood this concept, the first thing that I do when I get my paycheck is to write a check to this account. I remove it from anywhere I can go on an ATM and withdraw it. I park it there, and now it gives me time to think, what do I want to do with this money? So, money market account also has very interesting features, because I learned a very hard lesson when Chase Bank happened. I realized all my training in investment, we were told that the safest place to put money is in a bank account, right? Isn't it? Even in the business we run, we always put money in the bank account, you are safe. And I learned a very tough lesson that actually that's not true. Money in a bank account can disappear on the stroke of a pen. Central bank's pen. And you had money today, and tomorrow you do not have money. And I sat around a table with the big depositors of Chase Bank, and almost everybody around that table had lost at least $1 billion. They could not access at least $1 billion of their money. And it just dawned on me, that is not, a bank is not designed to be an investment vehicle. A bank is designed to be a transaction vehicle. It's not the place you go and park your money. It's the place you put money that needs to move from one place to another. That's why banks exist. If you want to grow your money, you've got to be in an investment environment. And this is your access to the investment environment. Now, coming back to money market. Money market, and I can say here and you can quote me and you can challenge me, money market is the safest investment product that is there today. Yeah? You can challenge me on that. And if you look at the financial crisis that we've had, global, locally, how many money market funds have you had they've collapsed? None. Actually, the last money market that collapsed was in 2008. It was is it Merrill Lynch, one of the big international firms. But for money market to collapse, the entire financial system must collapse, because it's a heavily regulated product, and the managers of a money market account are required to be fully diversified. You cannot invest in one instrument beyond a certain limit, and therefore, even if one bank in the system collapse, you can never lose all your money in one day, never, unless. And if you do, you can challenge on negligence. So, money market is the safest financial product that I know. 2, money market. How did money market come up? Money market came up in the US when US introduced a rate cap. We have a rate cap here, right? So the US government introduced a rate cap for similar reasons why Kenya introduced a rate cap. And that limited the potential of earning interest for those people for these top rich people. So they sat and they came up with a very clever idea that was called money market. So money market became a product outside the banking system to help them earn an interest income that was higher than what was offered in the banking sector. So if you look at today in the newspaper, you look at the average yield on money market accounts, and you look at what the deposits are that are being offered by the banks, you'll notice money market offers high yields, because that's one of the reasons why money market originated in the US. And soon enough, the banks discovered that this product was taking away deposits, and they also began offering what? Money market. So that's why you find some of the banks today also offer money market. It's an interesting product. So number 1, you must open an investment account. If you are very serious about creating passive income, you must have an investment account. Just the same way you have a bank account. Simple. Number 2, I want to first of all refer to this Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Everybody is familiar with this? Most of us are familiar with this. So they say, regardless of who you are, regardless of how rich or poor you are, this captures all of us. And it starts from the bottom going up. We start from physiological needs: air, food, water, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction. These are fundamental for our existence. And you know, every time I drive to town, like today I was driving to town, it's a young man, he lives on the street, and he was actually deep asleep in the street. And I asked myself, this guy, why he's so comfortable to sleep on the street? Why is it that you, Mr. Wainaina, would you not be comfortable sleeping on the street? It's because of one reason. When you don't have food, water, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction, you lose something called human dignity, and you no longer care about security. You don't care about security. You can sleep anywhere if you don't have these things. Physiological needs. Then from there, that's when you start thinking about safety, because you have something to protect. And then you want a sense of belonging, self-esteem, and eventually self-actualization. But I'm not here to talk about Maslow's hierarchy. I'm here to talk about a second thing after you're opening an investment account. I believe each and every individual, family, you must invest with purpose.